Code monkey get up, get coffee. Code monkey go to job. Code monkey have boring meeting with boring manager Rob. Rob say code monkey very diligent, but his output stink. His code not functional or elegant. What do code monkey think? Code monkey think maybe manager wanna write login page himself. Code monkey not say it out loud. Code monkey not crazy, just proud. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey very simple man. Big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code monkey like you. Code monkey like you.
What's new, Dino Dudes? It's me, the Media Raptor. What I'm reviewing just fell, and I got a multiple choice question for you real quick. Let's say you find out there's gonna be a video game where you play as a shark, going around and eating people. Do you think my reaction would be A, absolute uncontained joy, or B, congratulations, if you chose A, you've clearly watched at least one of my videos, and if you thought it was B, you're either new here or extremely stupid. If you are new here, please ignore that second comment, as I'm pretty sure you're an awesome person and I'm happy to have you here among the Dino Dudes. Maneater. It's a SkaRkPG. What more do you want me to say? Well, how about something I bet you weren't expecting? I wanted to be happier in this review. Yeah, look, if you can't tell by just what I'm wearing or literally any of my other videos, I love shark media. Like, almost obsessively in a sense. Like, I love bad shark movies. I love bad shark anything. I love bad movies. I love pointless, mindless entertainment. And this was lining up to be all of that. A video game, an open world game where you play as a shark on a revenge quest and you gain powers like bones, electrical powers, and even toxic gas? Well, sign me up. This game looks amazing. And it is. Mostly. See, there's something that even going in I kind of figured might be a pretty big issue with the game that very much did turn out to be a very big issue. Now, tearing apart people as a shark is a ton of fun, and it is hilarious at times. Just ripping people apart while they beg and scream for mercy, swimming in their own blood. As twisted as that sounds for me to say it's entertaining, as a shark, it is kind of fun, because you're a shark. It's fun, but across about a 5-ish hour campaign, when that's all you do and very little of it ever changes, it kind of becomes very repetitive to the point when the game doesn't feel like it can offer you anything new. So like I said, this game is an RPG, which means there's a lot of missions leading up to the end of each chapter. Every single chapter has these same 5 missions, which are eat a bunch of this one type of fish, or turtle, or seal, destroy a boat, and eat humans. Now, all those things on their own are a lot of fun. I love just hunting down seals or even bigger sharks or alligators or stuff like that and just tearing them apart because it feels great to. The feeling of the shark is great, but when you're doing that over and over and over and over with literally nothing to make it different aside from the fact that certain enemies will react certain ways or even fight back, it really isn't entertaining as much as it is just repetitive. Which is why I think they were really banking on the fact that it's a shark, so they make it as goofy as can be. So the missions are fairly repetitive, and the thing is, it's not even like each kill these amount of people is like a unique setup to it. It's just, hey, go here, kill people, the end. But the biggest issue I have with this game, and this is going to sound really weird, is the story. Look, like I said, I don't care if your shark movie doesn't have a very good story so long as it's entertaining. This is extremely entertaining. I love the idea that Chris Parnell is essentially narrating a mockumentary, in a sense, about a shark in a sort of Discovery Channel type show, except really messed up.
Remember, if you find yourself hard aground, the best thing to do is stay with your canoe and die the death of an honorable seaman. The shark is now a team, and we should expect much angst, ennui, and poor decision-making.
The problem is, the main villain of the game, you feel really bad for him, to the point when you kind of just want to leave him alone because... I don't want to spoil it, but the main villain is too sympathetic. And I know, that sounds really weird, especially in a game called Maneater. The main villain, the main human, the guy that literally kills your mom at the beginning, kind of a spoiler, but not really, it happens in like the first 10-15 minutes of the game. He's not relatable, but you really feel bad for the guy. And at the end, it's still a lot of fun to kill him and all that, but I kind of felt like, man, I almost feel bad for the dude. Like, he really does lose everything, to the point when I almost kind of wanted to just leave him alone because he was losing his mind at that point. And the thing is, though, that works just fine, except for the fact that, like I said, Chris Parnell is essentially narrating a mockumentary. So much of this game is played comedically that the story, when it actually happens, really conflicts with it because you get these two very different tones clashing into one another.
Thought it was a government experiment, got itself loose. Boy, he wanted that job. Wanted it bad. Found it once. Didn't get you, no.
What happened to your father?
Huh?
What happened?
Look, I ain't got time to answer questions all day. Got work to do.
The shark is now a mega shark, often referred to by scientists as the 64-ounce gas station soda of large marine predators. Orcas, once the featured attraction at marine mammal parks, now have a new favorite trick, killing things.
But if you look past that, there's still one other very big problem with this game. The controls. Now, apparently this game is much better on the computer, on the PC, but I'm a console guy, that's just how I am, so I played this. Not only was there a shockingly high amount of frame rate drops and graphics popping in, like texture popping, this game does not control that well at times. The layout is pretty simple, you know, like R2 to bite, L2 to speed up, but then when you're doing stuff like breaching or trying to jump out of the water, there's no like designated movement for it, so you just kind of have to hope that you're going fast enough in order to fly out of the water and then keep jumping. And the camera is horrible. Like, there is no way, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The camera's supposed to have this lock-on function to help you when you're fighting, and especially with certain enemies like the hunters and the apex predators, it is just a real hindrance. Part of that also has to do with the fact that the hunters are supposedly beatable by killing all of them. Except they never stop. They just keep coming and coming and coming, and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. They get in their boats and they hit the water running. Or motoring, I don't know. My point is, the game says, yeah, kill them all and then you're done. But no, that kill them all never happens. Although the Apex fights are pretty interesting because they actually require a little bit of strategy aside from just chomp, 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 slap, chomp, slap, done. Like, you actually have to be a bit more strategic with it. But how does the rest of the game control? How does it feel to just be looking past the boss fight, looking past the breaching mechanic? Man, this game is fun. Yeah, I can't lie. Despite the major flaws that do genuinely harm the game at times, I had a blast playing this game. This game is a fantastically flawed game, and that's the best way to put it. I think part of why I'm also going to be very light on it is the fact that it was only $30 when I got it. This isn't like a $60 or $70 game that has all these issues like Predator Hunting Grounds or something like that. Like, this is a game that is very much just, hey, here's a game, it's cheap, go have fun, and apparently they are working on fixing some of the issues I'm talking about, but because it is still like this when the game's released, I'm going to critique it. But playing as the shark feels really nice. The swimming, when it's not, the camera isn't messing with you, feels really good, really fluent. The fighting, the biting, and the undersea combat feels very, very responsive. Pretty much everything aside from the camera and the story is great. I do wish there was more than, slight spoiler, the 3 evolutions that you see on the back. I wish there was more than that, because I feel like they could have done a lot more with it, and maybe if they do DLC, they'll add more or something. But frankly, I think this is a very, very good game. If you can't tell by this, I highly recommend you pick it up, but I do have to warn you again. The camera, the controls, and the story can be a real hindrance. To the point when more than once I stopped playing because I figured, you know what, I gotta stop, I'm just gonna get frustrated and then blame the game for something that's technically its fault, but is also mine because I'm not playing the game properly. Also, I'm not a huge RPG fan to begin with, so the fact that this is an RPG with a shark, I love this idea. I'd love to see it with like dinosaurs or something, like a Jurassic RPG-esque, I don't know, a Jurassic Park RPG, or Jurassic Parpg. I don't know, you know what I mean. We play as like a velociraptor or a dinosaur. Because I like the idea. And the game is a lot of fun. Just going around eating people. While it does get very repetitive, it's still a lot of fun. I can recommend the game. However, I can only give it 2 Raptor Claws out of 4 on quality. 3 Raptor Claws out of 4 for entertainment value. But frankly, it's 1.5 to 2 Raptor Claws out of 4 overall. The game is very flawed. But the fact that it's just, you know, cheap, fun, and entertaining does save it. Now, I'm not trying to make excuses for a flawed game, but I do believe there is room for patches to improve it. Is that fair to say? Because believe me, for all the times I got frustrated with the enemies or with the controls, there were just as many times I was laughing out loud at the commentary or just the sheer absurdity of what was going on. And believe me, once you get to the end of the game and you've essentially unlocked everything, then the game just becomes super fun, because at this point you've upgraded in pretty much everything, you've unlocked just about everything, you have enough nutrients to just keep upgrading your tail, head, fin, mouth, etc. And then you're just unstoppable. It gets to the point when you can just go back and you'll find like a level 8 alligator that you got killed by at least 3 or 4 times as a pup, and you can just tear that thing apart in 2 bites. Or you can just start fighting hunters for as long as you want, because at this point you're pretty much invincible. The game makes you feel like a shark, which I know sounds kind of weird, but it's a good way to describe it. So if you get the chance, check it out. I know it's on Xbox, PS4, and computer. Apparently it is going to come to the Switch. If they manage to fix it up and then like do like a remaster or something, or like a Manhunter Evolved or something, like add some stuff to it, I would totally buy this on the Switch. Even if they don't, I still might, because I'd love to have this game on the go. But maybe that's just because, you know, if you can't tell, I love sharks. Anyhow, I can't really think of much else to say. Fun game, flawed game, check it out if you get the chance. So, with all that being said, this has been the Meteor Raptor, saying that until next time, keep cool, and I'll see all you dino dudes around. Later.
When a man loves a shark, his heart is an ocean. And I just said ocean, 'cause I know that's where you long to be.